Hello, hello, and welcome back. It is the Rally Cry halftime show, even though technically it's not halftime because it's like a third time at the moment.
Would be a fourth time if we go to 5 games. Yeah, it's confusing.
Yeah,
it's confusing.
it gets kind of confusing once you start dragging it out. But you know what? We had some exciting games right there. Game 2, and now Supernova 1 game away from making it to the LCS Challengers League Summer Split. You both doubted them at the beginning of the day, but during the break, I've been hearing some changing in the wins from you two.
Yeah, generally that'll happen if a team is 1 win away from a series as opposed to the team that's 3 wins away from a series.
That's true.
Sounds like a coward's mentality to me.
I don't want to get too excited because, like, you kept telling me, like, oh, you're going to jinx it, and you're like, it's not going to happen. Supernova's not going to make it in, but, like, they're so close. And they just
I'm the one who predicted Supernova at the beginning. That's not how
you're the one saying it's going to be a reverse sweep, Magical. You're the flip-flopper here, for real.
No, I said it's going to be a reverse sweep attempted that gets denied in game 5.
Oh, okay.
I will say, I'm going to out you, Smacks, because you did full-on jinx them right before we went live. You were like, they're going to do it! It's going to happen!
Yes.
So if it doesn't, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it is your fault. And Supernova, welcome.
No, I didn't say it on camera, okay? I didn't say it on camera. It doesn't count.
So it's too late
no,
now.
Kangas said it on camera.
True.
I didn't do anything. Okay, now it's Steve's fault.
You know what? I'm here for
playing
good
hot
gameplay.
potato.
That's what I'm here for.
Right.
I won 5 games, but we have our halftime show here, brought to you by Rally Cry. And in this one, we're doing something I like to call magical draws. As you can see, I've already got the chalkboard out, and I've already drawn a couple things. How do you like my logos?
Well done. I like the lettuce. A lot of people forget the lettuce of the Team Fish Taco logo. Very important.
Wait, there's lettuce in?
Yeah. You didn't notice there's lettuce?
Can we pull up the Team Fish Taco logo? Is that possible?
taco.
So we have a comparison? I think that'd be important here.
That would
the
be
Supernova
cool. Yeah,
one I
maybe
made
we have
a
like a
little
lower
too
third
long.
or something. Yeah, you don't have a lot of space for it for the width, but you
Right,
did. You went for a long boy, long boy logo.
Well, I didn't realize where the camera cut off while I was drawing it, and then after I done that, I'm like, oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
anyway,
just blame production.
You did good.
We got to get into the game. We got to move this forward. So behind this, I have already drawn some pictures for you, and I want you to guess the moments in the game that it is referring to in each of these drawings. So which door would you prefer first? Door.
Oh, we get to pick a
Taco or door Supernova.
Oh.
I'm feeling a taco night here, Kangas. What do you think?
Okay, I'm down.
And just so you know, by choosing Fish Taco, you actually choose the opposite because that's where I wanted to keep the logo up because it's a moment about Team Fish Taco.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That makes sense. So we are still opening the Team Fish Taco door.
Yes. So this is a moment that is
got it.
describing something Team Fish Taco had going during their game.
Oh, I got
Oh, I
it. Ding,
see.
ding, ding, ding,
Yeah,
ding. Buzz.
Yeah, Buzz, it goes to Steve.
Aloran being the highest gold leader at, I don't remember the exact time, but had like 4
13
plates
minutes and a
taken.
half.
Yeah, it was like ahead of everybody else in the gold. That was insane.
Yes, it was 13 and a half minutes when that graph was brought up, and that lasted all the way until I think the 18-minute mark finally when Azog passed them, only because of all the shenanigans that happened later on.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So
I do want to point out that with the way that you've drawn the Scion, King Jarvan the first, excuse me, is like skull thing here. It does make it look kind of like old Fiddlesticks.
I forgot that was the lore. Also, I don't see it. I do not see it, Smacks. I don't know what.
I also got the dagger up there.
Yeah, no, I did notice that one. That is like his tassel up there. Yeah, I like that. No, I could tell it was Scion, but it does look a little bit like Fiddlesticks.
Shoulders.
Fiddlesticks does not have muscles.
So point goes to Steve. By the way, who won last game?
Let me do it again.
I did.
Wait, no, production. You
Summer
want to
won
me
last
again?
time. Okay, we're done with you.
We got it.
Now we're gonna open up door Supernova. I'm gonna block part of it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
Can we now close the other one so we can see that it's a Supernova?
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Just for consistency.
There you go.
Okay, interesting.
All right. So what moment is this?
Oh, I got it. Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
I have
Summer.
it. So this is when Onat tried his Annie combo, and the Q was about to land, but he pressed W, and it didn't get the stun. And that's Victor's cane there on the right.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Well done. Well done. All right. And now I'm going to kind of move it over so you can see
Oh, we have
this.
more.
Don't
Yeah. Oh,
hurt
yeah.
yourself.
Now,
Oh,
Got
this is
one.
like a
another-
whole setup.
Huh.
Ooh,
What is
okay.
this?
I think we.
Oh, I
we
got it,
can't
I got it,
quite
I got
see
it.
the
Ding,
top
ding,
of it.
Ding, ding, ding.
Okay, well,
it's not
Vegas got it.
cutting off the top.
This is the fight
Okay.
at Dragon when Onat is able to flash in and find the big tipper stun onto Robbie Bop, and then Kisno follows up and kills him.
No, it is not.
Ooh. Okay.
It is not.
Dang.
Man.
Okay, so
What
we
is
got
this?
some.
What is this?
Oh,
It looks
I
like
didn't
a.
even look at that.
It looks like a ward.
What are
Wait,
these?
is that? Those are champions, surely.
Red health bars.
What team?
Oh, double teleport. That's the double teleport play.
See, you don't get the point though because you already guessed wrong.
Ah.
All right.
Buzz.
Fine.
It's the double
Summer can steal
teleport
it.
play in the
Summer-
mid
okay.
lane.
All right, and now we have a final one that I have to flip the whole board around
Ooh.
so you can see.
Oh, okay.
It's a bigger drawing. So here we go. This
All
is
right.
the last one. And this one is worth 2 points. All right.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
This is how we come back.
So
Yeah. Oh, ding, ding, ding. Buzz.
and Summer.
No, this is the play.
This is the one that
That's
Gangs
why
was
when
talking
you
about
said that,
before.
Steve, I was internally been like, oh, he got the wrong one.
See, because there's tippers. There's tippers at the top, and
yeah,
there's the
that makes
dragon.
sense.
The dragon looks a little bit more like a raptor here,
Solid
but
dragon.
you know. not-
No,
I like
Kisno's in
trying
the
to
wrong
draw a
place.
dragon,
You
I'm
you have
shocked in
Kisno in
like
the
a
wrong place.
second.
Kisno
I
was
wouldn't
in
give it
the
a
pit.
peek.
Kisno was in the pit
No,
when this
but
happened. I'm
They're
calling
dead
shenanigans.
they're already dead. He flashed
they're
away
dead.
at this point.
yeah, because that's Viego. Yep. and
Get
that's Ash.
wrecked, Steve.
Ah, fine. Just try to salvage my point somehow, you know? It's the only way it's possible.
Steve, you lose. This goes to Summer. That is both of the games going over to Summer, by the way, just so you know.
Is anybody surprised? I'm not surprised. So, literally, I'm playing against a Masters tier player here. Like,
I'm a bit surprised when you
Hey.
literally guessed this one right before you see the dragon.
Yep.
I'll be honest, I stood on that side because this is very empty and I did not know what to draw there.
Okay.
Hey, just by the way, if you think you're good at the game, then you'll tell people you peaked GM. If you know you're good at the game, you let other people tell you that you're a master player. So just saying, Cubby.
There we go.
Just
This
letting
is
you
why I
know.
always tell people when I 1v1 a Challengers
I got
player
your
and
back,
actually won.
Smacks. I got your back.
See, this is why I always just say I've beaten Challengers players in 1v1s. Well, one, because I cheesed the hell out of them. But two, because I know I'm not nearly as good at them. So that's how it goes. All right. Right now, Supernova. Actually, let's flip this around. I'm gonna flip this around one more time so we can.
Yeah, let's see the logos
I
again.
spent more time on the logos than I did on the actual game.
I like them. They're good.
So there we go. All right, let's talk about the series. 2-0, Supernova at the moment. 1 game away from getting into the Challengers League. Team Fish Tacos. What do they do to fix this Summer?
Ban Olaf. Oh, sorry.
That's how-
Yes, to me.
I got very excited.
I did like it better when they were on red side and when they were trying to give counterpick top lane. I just don't think they gave it as much attention as it deserves, because the thing about Pantheon is he's really good with jungle attention because he's got the point-click stun. It's really easy to gank him, but they didn't really do anything up there. So I thought that was a little interesting. As far as like a broader gameplay sense thing, I want to see them more more focused and making sure that they're not letting the big flanks happen to them in these big team fights, because Supernova has been so on point with the like multiple pronged approaches to their team fights, and it's come from a lot of different players as well. And I think Team Fish Taco is just really not ready for that level of team fighting against Supernova. I don't think they were really expecting it. I wasn't really expecting it, but Team Fish Taco really needs to fix it.
I just want to echo Dragoon on Gwen game 1 over the Dragon Wall 1v3. And then in game 2 on Olaf through the river 1v3. Like, you got to stop Dragoon.
Yeah,
But how do you stop Dragoon when Dragoon smash and you are now down 2 games, 1 away for Supernova, 3 more to go for Team Fish Taco. The reverse sweep is still on the table. It is anyone's game because it is a best of 5, and you two will lead us through it. Let's go.
Thank you, Magical. And to double down on that point, it's even more surprising given who Dragoon's against. Alorm's had a long history in the league in North America, known as a top performer, especially in the tier 3 leagues. But Dragoon's been around for a while too, Smacks. I mean, his story to get to this point is incredible to follow.
I know. Oh my, Dragoon, he's been trying this for so long. He's just been just on the cusp of making it into that tier 2 for the top lane, and we've seen many times he's been just shy, just barely passed up for these opportunities. I mean, I think a lot of people, myself included, were expecting him to be on that list of top laners that was in NACL going into this split in the spring, but now he has the chance to prove them all wrong and make it in the hard way by making his team fight to the death for it and being this huge engage force, this huge carry force in these team fights. And I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way. Of course, he still does have to get that one last Nexus, and so do the rest of Supernova. I'm here for it, though. I mean, these games have been phenomenal.
Oh, game 1 and 2 absolutely delivered, and now game 3, we have the team swapped again. Team Fish Taco are back on red side. So following up on what you were hoping for, Smacks, hoping that they would go for the counter pick as opposed to the power pick early on, banning away a lot of bot laners, locking in Jinx for themselves, and they did ban the Olaf. That was the big thing. I was like, you cannot give this to Dragoon.
It picked a blind in that last game in the first phase as well, so definitely showing that Dragoon knows what he wants out of these games. And I mean, the synergy on Olaf and Renata Glask is really absurd. I loved seeing that in the last team fights as well, so glad to see that on the ban list. Also glad to see Red take a very explicit team fight focus on the Jinx as well. I'm expecting something like a Thresh to come through to make sure it's a little safer in these next fights, or potentially even an Enchanter as well to completely ensure that Red has enough damage to get the resets that both he and Dardoch are going to need now that the Viego's been locked in too.
Yeah, maybe something like a Lulu, maybe a Renata for themselves, potentially, depending on what they want to go for. You could even just not go for a support if you really wanted to, but then you are, you know, I mean, you're going to have to blind pick one of your lanes anyway, I suppose, so you could just go for it now and then ban away some of the counters. But no, they go for the Nautilus. They still want engage tools to set up these carries.
I did really like Daption's Nautilus in the last series that we watched. Or the series, the first one actually, where they Team Fish Taco actually, by the way, follow them on Twitter, posted a like montage reel of Daption's Nautilus. Absolutely phenomenal stuff.
Hooking the wall to buffer the Blitzcrank hook over him. That was really cool. Yeah,
that was so cool. Definitely give that a look if you want to see some Daption Nautilus plays before we get into some more, hopefully, because now he's playing that one again. Pairing up with the Jinx, it's a more direct approach to finding those resets, which again, that's something the Team Fish Taco has to be very aware of when they have the Get Excited and the Viego Heart Stealer, whatever his ult is. I don't remember. Heart something.
Heartbreaker.
There you go.
We got there with their powers combined. We do see some of the bans coming through as also top lane focus here. We already have the Olaf band away, the Trundle band away, some of the pocket picks for these players, but we're also going to get the Gwen band out and the Urgot band out. Now, I'm wondering if there's any other, like, power picks in the top lane or blind picks in the top lane that you want to take out of Team Fish Taco. Cassante does kind of line up with that, so it does make some sense that they're pivoting that way.
I don't know, though. If I'm Dragoon and I'm one game away from making it into NACL, there's one champion and one champion alone that I know that I can get a win on, and I know that he can get a win on, and I feel like this could be the moment where that Darius does come through. I could be wrong.
Can you blind pick Darius?
Else. If anyone can do it, Kangas, it's Dragoon. Okay, he could do it.
We'll see. They are saving Lorem's counter pick for Team Fish Taco as they lock in the Ahri early for Robbie Bob, taking it away from Onat, but they go for the Silas pick for Onat instead. There's a lot of ults that Silas can look to steal. Specifically, that Nautilus ult is an issue if Silas is able to grab that. And, okay, we're hovering Udyr. I know we're not supposed to talk about hovers, but, like, is it happening? Don't do this to us, Dragoon! Don't do it! He didn't.
Okay, I like that one. Okay, no. I like that one, too. They were playing with my heartstrings just a little bit, but I do like the Mordekaiser. I think it's a little safer in the blind. They do like having more magic damage on this team as well, and this is still a Dragoon champion. This is still something that I have a lot of confidence in him to be able to perform on. Now, this would be interesting if this is... Oh my god. Okay. This is what I wanted to see out of the top lane counter pick here for Team Fish Taco. Give me the wacky shit, okay, Kangas? The Nico top lane up here. Maybe it could even be that on-hit thing for Alorem. I can't wait for this.
That would be fun. Yeah, the on-hit Nico, we did talk about that already. These top laners have such big, fun champ pools, and we did not want to see Tank v Tank. We did not want to see Standard, and they have not been giving us Standard so far. This game in particular, elimination on the line for Team Fish Taco. They got to win 3 in a row, and Alorum is pulling out Nico top lane.
Okay. Let's talk about these team comps a bit more in a broader sense, because there are some really interesting things going on here. Team Fish Taco triple down on needing to get the resets, needing to get that first kill. The Nautilus pick now makes even more sense, because you have to get that in order for these team fights to work out at all. Now, they're against Mordekaiser. That is a really difficult champion to play against when you're trying to kill one person. If like Ari or Viego gets sent to the Death Realm, and that's such a big stopper to all this consistent damage that Team Fish Taco would otherwise have. And Kangas, I don't want to fully jinx it like you said that I might be doing, but I'm liking Supernova's draft a lot more in this one because of that.
I think Ryoklu's already jinxing them as we have the community members coming in to show their support, the history of this team. It's very rare we talk about the history of the orgs in the Tier 3 because there's really not that much of it. Surprise, surprise. Supernova, the same cannot be said. They have been referenced as the heart of amateur, as one of the, if not just the definitive longest standing ever Tier 3 organization in League of Legends. Players like Tactical, players like Spawn have made their way through this organization on their way to the LCS. And now these 5 players carrying the mantle of those that have come before are 1 game win away from qualifying for LCS Challengers.
We see in the bottom lane, they're back with Azog and Chookies on this Xayah Rakan that looked so good in game 1. We got Kisno on this Wukong that's been banned away in both of the previous games as well. Bit of comfort there. Speaking of comfort, Dragoon on the Mordekaiser. I think a lot of eyes are going to have to be on that top lane matchup. And again, it is that on-hit Nico for Alorum. So it's going to be a wacky one up there. Oh my god.
Already an all-in onto Red. Ghost is popped. Ignite used. Red will not flash, but yeah, Xayah Rakan are pretty scary. Level 1.
Yeah.
They are quite strong.
I think Red is regretting the Cull purchase right about now, as that is a very scaling-focused item to be buying against Xayah Rakan, who, with all the confidence in the world, just immediately start wailing away at Red, who now has no potions, no Doran's Blade to keep himself, you know, a little bit healthier with that extra 80 HP, and now level 2, they're set their sights on Daption.
Yeah, the Nautilus can also be focused down in this kind of lane, especially when you have the Glacial Augment. You're not going to be as tanky if you go in, so not only are you winning the trade yourself, but you're also deterring them from going for any aggressive plays onto you, as Dardoch will path bot lane. We see Kisno also pathing bot, so junglers could start to converge down here.
Both those junglers moving down, not taking that pit stop that we saw in game 1, where there was maybe a potential for a top lane play, although Kisno did just get spotted here.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big deal, just because if he was full clearing, you would have to imagine that he would go on the other side from the Raptors to the red buff, so I think, honestly, that may even favor Kisno, because it shows Team Fish Taco, like, hey, I might be going for something bot lane, you have to be a little careful.
Let's see if they do. Right now, Dardoch has not been spotted so far, and Supernova continue to shove in this wave. I want to quickly touch. It is actually beyond hit Alorum. Look at that. He's got press the attack. Ah, Nico. Oh, this is going to be fun. Okay, now, what can Dardoch get done down here? The ward's about to expire in the river. That's what's giving Supernova the confidence to walk up like this. Dardoch's just going to back. I think they're just going to let Red and Daption struggle here.
Yeah, just use the Glacial there, just being extra careful from Daption, and yeah, I think Red actually is just going to recall right now. Dardoch does not have any power from his bottom lane, so he cannot contest the Scuttle Crab. Will just go for the recall, and actually, Red didn't
now your
recall,
bot lane's
so
just dead. Like, I think that you have to do something in those kinds of situations. Maybe the read was a Kisno was down there. Daption just goes in for the hook on the Supernova's bot lane, but that's a plate at 4 minutes in the game, and Dardoch will try and get something done on the other side of the map instead.
Bot lane destruction coming through from Azog and Chookies. with Kisno just there to hover, pick up that Scuttle Crab, and go back to farming. And I mean, I usually say, like, it's a shame when we see Wukong go for full clear, but I mean, he clearly tried to do something in that bottom lane. It's just the bottom lane won without him, so he can just go back to clearing. As I think Dardoch might steal away this Gromp.
Okay, that's something. There we go. Boom. Your bot lane is not happy, but at least you're able to take away one camp from the enemy jungler. Kisno is just going to go back to clearing. We'll have one to clear and maybe look for topside. I mean, there's no ward drop by Dardoch, so there is actually a small window here where Kisno could look to do something, but, well, nope. Instead, Pathbot just wants to go back for the full clear on spawn.
Going back for those minions. You know, you don't want to get posted on Twitter in the screenshot that Winnie had against Kisno, like we saw. That was a bit brutal, you know.
Dragoon. Yeah, he wants this. He flashes in. And no! Did not guess the right one. That was close.
Yeah, if he guessed right, then Alorum would just have to flash. He wasn't never going to get that kill, but
True,
unfortunately it is a favorable summoner spell trade for Alorum as Dragoon. Even though did have a lot of damage there, he's going to have to be a little bit more careful.
We have a dive.
This bottom lane.
You're going to see Dardoch's here with the Hollowed Mist. They have to back off. Okay. Actually, if you're Dardoch, I hold that. You kind of want to bait them in this kind of situations. Oh, Red, this is aggressive. I hate it when I see AD carry step there on the blast cone. I'm like, if there's vision and Azog is there to hit it, you're dead.
Yeah. Fortunately for Red, no such luck for Supernova, so we'll be completely safe as of right now, but you can feel it again that Supernova knows, okay, we just won the last 2 games, getting the Drake Soul 4 in a row. It's not broke. Let's not fix it. Let's go right back for that objective again and try to close out this series the same way that we opened it, as that bot lane pressure is still on. It's 10 CS lead for Azog down there, and even on this ward that they know is there, thanks to that vision ping, they'll still start up this objective and still try to make this dream a reality.
What a showing from Azog and Shookies coming in here, as I don't expect a contest from Team Fish Taco, although as I say, Dardoch is coming down. Red's just been put in such a hole so far this series.
This could get bloody.
Can the rest of the team bail them out? Team Fish Taco going forward. Dash with the flash engage. Onat's trying to follow up here. Nice knockup from Daption, but it's not enough. First blood claimed by Azog. Oh, they will get Onat. Onat went a little deep there, trying to make the hero play. Kisno in full retreat. Red can get the resets. One more auto. Boom! Double kill to Red. This is where this player steps up. It's rarely in the 2v2 in the lane, but it's get him out of lane, and he will put on performances.
Okay, the initial play from Team Fish Taco didn't quite look so good, but then all of a sudden, Supernova set their sights on 2 different targets, and that is where this composition can really start to come online for Team Fish Taco. I want us to watch Onat specifically. He breaks off from the pack, tries to get the assassination onto Robbie Bob, but he doesn't acknowledge the fact that one reset turns Red into an absolute menace. Takes that first kill, flies back over to the rest of the fight and gets a second one for him. Red with the double kill. This is the kind of early game that we've been hoping to see out of Team Fish Taco's players for a while.
And now that Dardoch is level 6, you cannot take plays like that. There are 2 reset champions. If one of you dies, you're probably losing that fight. Like, Jinx excited, Viego with resets gets extra abilities to throw out damage, throw out mobility. Like, it is so terrifying to just give over 1 kill to this kind of team composition. And we're seeing exactly that as Onat, like you said, went a little far forward. So now it's a lead for Team Fish Taco.
This is a really interesting one for Team Fish Taco as well. We talk a lot about the experience on this roster. Alorum and Dardoch have been around for quite some time. Hold on, Robbie Bob.
Knock up, Robbie Bob in trouble. No flash, no ultimate. He's dead. Onat with the kill credit.
Wow. All right. Trading back in this mid lane, Supernova, not wanting to give over these skirmish plays completely to Team Fish Taco, and even Dragoon's helping out on the objectives this time around. That's going to be a Rift Herald here, and now Azog, you got to make sure you don't get killed underneath your turret right here. You don't have your ultimate quite yet.
Yeah, I don't know if Azog's got much say in it. Trying to clear out the minions, maybe as close to level 6. Hits it with the Feather Recall. Now can turn the play. That was beautiful from Azog. Baiting Team Fish Taco's bot lane into the play. Hits level 6, keeps his head in the game. And now with Chickies here, can look to push back Dardoch and Red. Oh, such well play, or just incredible play from Azog overall.
Focusing the minions there, making sure to hit that level 6. It was really close. Did have to kill quite a few of them, but the burst just wasn't there quite yet for Red, and Daption is managed to get that return kill. Both AD carries now sitting at 2-0, and we're getting a bit of a trade in the top lane here, but I mean, this game is going to be a lot around these marksmen. And I was talking about Red before because he's the guy on this team that really doesn't have too much experience here in the Tier 3 or Tier 2 or Tier 1 even, as of both Alorum and Dardoch have been in that LCS stage before, but Red is the guy on this team that needs to step up under the pressure of his team getting fully eliminated and having to play in the qualifiers again in Summer Split.
Has been one of the breakout performers so far in this tournament, but this is probably the most pressure he will have felt in his entire gaming career, being down 2-0 in your elimination match, and now with all the gold on you. Can Red step up to the plate as you're right back in the lane? You see Chukies and Onat nearby, so you should realize, yeah, don't walk up to this turret. Supernova, it almost feels like they're intentionally trying to play into Red now, or rather against Red here, and not allow this Jinx any room to breathe.
And I want to look at the mirror of Red in this game. Azog, he has less of a pressure on him right now because they do have the safety blanket of being 2-0 in this series, but the pressure to carry this game is still certainly on his shoulders. And he's been around for a lot longer in the Tier 3 space than Red. He's played on quite a few teams over the years, and it has that collegiate background as well, is on the Maryville roster, and he's the guy who needs to really step up in this game now. 2-0 on the Xayah. He did it in the game 1 where he was on the same champion. His team is playing heavily around his lane as they go for yet another dragon. This is, I believe, the 10th dragon in a row in this series for Supernova to claim.
Wow.
And this is all around that bottom lane. Oh, wait.
Oh! 10th dragon denied, baby! That is a steal for Red.
Don't count your chickens before they hatch, everybody.
Yeah, you jinxed him, Smacks. Congratulations.
Literally. Hey, look.
Now.
Jinx from Arcanedom right there.
Yeah.
That's picked up.
Yeah, I think Red jinxed him, actually.
Yeah, exactly. Get jinxed. Like the music video. Haha. How many references can we fit in here, Kangas? Any more?
I'm trying to think of any Jinx voice lines from the show now.
Oh, from the show. I don't know about the show. There are a bunch from the game.
Supposed to come back for me, something like that.
That's pretty dark. All right. Well. Anyway, Supernova. They don't quite get that Drake. They are going to need 4 of them now. They were expecting to only need 3 for that Drake soul, but set slightly far behind thanks to that Super Mega Death Rocket, and Supernova's game plan I think will still remain the same. Play around Azog, make sure that these plays work out, and here
Oh! That's not how the show goes. Red's down. Chukies traded for Red and actually re-engaged now from Dardoch. Had the reset, steals back the Rakan, but no further plays here. Actually, not too bad for Team Fish Taco to at least trade something for that.
There's a lot of lockdown that Chukies has to deal with. This is not quite so fun as the last Rakan game where he's just able to bounce around. He is against Nautilus now. What a mood killer to play against as Rakan. He's already got the Merc Treads, but a lot of Nautilus's crowd control is knock-up, so it's not quite going to help out too much. But still a very effective play, and we can still see the Chukies has a lot of confidence to make sure that Azog and the rest of the squad are picking up these plays, and specifically onto Red, they do get that shutdown.
Oh, they're diving onto Dardoch right now.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's got flash, but he does not have the ultimate. Oh, Azog going real aggressive. Red might get the reset here. One more auto hits the rocket. Sidestepped, but will claim Chukies twice in a row. Ooh, that was close.
All right, that confidence that I was talking about may be coming back to bite Chukies a little bit. These engages are much more risky when you can't see who's behind them in that fog. And fortunately, both Dardoch, Red, and Daption, all 3 of them were there to respond. It was an outnumbered play at the end, and Chukies dies in the same way 2 times in a row. Need to take a breather here, make sure they're not getting too far ahead of themselves, and keep that lead strong. Supernova still are 1 win away from qualifying for NACL.
This is part of why Tier 3 League of Legends is so fun to watch. You don't see plays like that in LCS.
True.
Using the Rakan and Xayah engage under turret, Xayah ulting aggressively walking up to a Nautilus. Oh, that's fun stuff. We see Supernova playing with an insane level of confidence right now, but like you said, does nip them a little bit in the butt as Red now has another kill. Jinx is online right now, has fully cashed out the coal, hasn't sold it yet, but getting towards that second item as Jinx, and still the reset composition is a massive threat for Supernova to deal with.
A lot of that pressure onto Red. He is that late game carry, and even though he's not the only one in his team that has a Kraken Slayer, he is definitely expected to be that consistent DPS. Alorum much more focused on the side lane this time around, and that is really important because, again, the pick threat is primarily on Daption here. Apart from Robbie Bob potentially landing a nasty charm, it is going to be Daption paving the way for his AD carry and continuing to show that they've synced up so much in this time off that they've had between the qualifiers and in this tournament, and it's what led them to this point where they are just one series away from qualifying.
15 minutes on the timer, second Herald spawned in Supernova. They will claim this one. Team Fish Taco will spot it taken, but cannot answer in reply. There's no dragon to take. We still have a minute for that one. And we also saw Supernova even swap their lanes around a little bit. Onet went top lane. As my screen has stuttered a little bit, but we're back to it. Oh, the engage onto Azog. That's AD carry down for Team Fish Taco. Pop Blossom stole from Onet. Can they turn the play? Supernova actually had a lot of damage in the tank there, but none of it was onto Red. The big carry threat for Team Fish Taco survives through it and will trade up 2 for 1 in favor of Team Fish Taco.
Oh, and if you missed it at the beginning there, Robbie Bob rotating up to that play at the start is the killer there for Team Fish Taco, able to find yet another kill for their AD carry that's scaling up so well and able to get the teleport in. Everyone collapsing so beautifully here for Team Fish Taco, and Robbie Bob, I talked about it, maybe a miracle clutch charm coming through. That's what he delivers right here. Look at this flank. The Nautilus ultimate on top of Azog. Then Robbie finds the charm onto the Charmer himself, stopping that engage fully, even though this Pop Blossom was absolutely huge from Onet, by the way. That's going to be something that Team Fish Taco are going to have to be very careful about in the following fights. Robbie's damage had already been done, and Team Fish Taco claimed the fight and that turret in one fell swoop.
And Red was just outside the range, played it incredibly well. Doesn't matter, though, as the tail end of the play, there's still a dragon over to Supernova, so it doesn't get Team Fish Taco much in terms of objectives, just more gold in their pocket. We've kind of, ping-ponged the gold lead a little bit here, as we're back to an 800, 7.500 for Team Fish Taco, taking out that mid turret, taking out now another turret in the top lane. I can't imagine Supernova will stop this, so... Whew, it is as close as you could wish for Game 3 here. Still, elimination on the line for Team Fish Taco, but they are fighting back.
Summoner's Rift seems to know just how much heat this series has in it. 3 Infernal Rifts in a row. Supernova trying to make it a three-peat as far as the souls are concerned as well. They used the last 2 very well, so I'm looking forward to seeing if they can make that happen for themselves. Team Fish Taco, of course, looking for the opposite. They did already deny one of those and will hope to deny the rest of them. If Robbie Bob can make these team fights work just the way that they did in the last one, make sure that those resets come through, getting excited, breaking some hearts, rushing some spirits, and Team Fish Taco could be on their way to potentially starting that reverse sweep here, Kangas. We still got potentially 5 games today.
And we talk about the experience of Alorum, of Dardoch, but Robbie Bob also has a decent amount of experience he's pulling from. Oh, yeah. He's known to be that player that can clutch up, that can find the big play that will win games. Not necessarily the flashiest of mid laners in the league, but when he was subbing in on Evil Geniuses, he was known as the Lysandra player. He was known as these, the Annie player that would just say, all right, I will find the engage. I will find the big moment to win it all for us.
It'll have to happen many, many times in this game. You have to imagine these team fights are going to be dicey. You got a lot of skirmishing champions here. And, that experience level may not be the same for Onet. He's got some collegiate experience, but, I mean, this, by all accounts, is his first really big break in the Tier 3 space as far as the things outside of collegiate are concerned here. And again, just 1 win away from qualifying for NACL, getting that big break for Onet, and the rest of the members here as well. We already talked a lot about Dragoon as well, as being that player who's been so close to that spot so often in his career. This could be that moment that can turn those skirmishes around as well. And yeah, we have this moment of respite as well, but I'm still really looking forward to those team fights again, because that's where this series has been so explosive.
Well, also just to the motivation of the players, talk about the pressure, talk about the situation they find themselves in right now. Let's be honest, it's a tough time to be in Tier 3 League of Legends trying to make it to the top when you're looking at the situations at the top thinking, ooh, that's maybe not as illustrious as it was back in 2019 when a player like Dragoon steps into the scene saying, I'm going to be that next guy. 4 years later, Dragoon is still competing for those opportunities. And you always wonder, you know, how much can we get out of these players? And it's looking like Dragoon is finally at the precipice here of making that next big jump. It would be massive for any player to make that jump, especially given the landscape right now. But Dragoon especially, you love to see these kinds of success stories of players sticking with it, sticking through the tough times, and making that push.
Says a lot about the drive of a player like Dragoon. You know, he's been so close so often. He's had a few moments where he's been on affiliated teams as well. Remember on the Dignitas Mirage roster, where they were really close to qualifying for Proving Grounds, and he's been on a few of these teams bouncing around. But again, this is the closest that he's been as far as qualifying for that.
This could be big. Okay, Robbie's going back in. He engages. That's the player. That's Robbie Bob, baby, setting up a Lorem to lock down Kisno, and with Jungler down from Supernova, Team Fish Taco can turn right onto the Baron.
Okay, Dragoon is walking up. He's lumbering up that river. But no jungler here means a fight is in order for Supernova if they don't want this Baron to go over. No smite is available at all.
Oh, and they got onto Trickies. Daption throws out the engage. Now onto Dragoon. Charm lands. Azog with a bit. Feather recall. Trickies with a bigger engage. And Supernova, despite losing somebody first, are actually winning this right now. Dardoch's stuck in the Death Realm with Dragoon, smacking him down. Onat jumps in further, trying to get onto a Lorem. Doesn't quite have the damage, and now pushed back. Team Fish Taco absorbed the play. It looked pretty good for Supernova to start that one off. Tricky's found a really big engage, but Team Fish Taco, they hold out.
Baron denied, support killed, but Supernova are still licking their wounds after that one, considering their options moving forward, because Robbie Bob is lethal on the Ahri, the engage, and then the follow-up from Olorem, flashing the root in, follow-up on the Pop Blossom. This is how you have to play to get the resets down, and we see it again. I really like the creative ultimate here from Dragoon, making sure that at least Dardoch can't get his resets. But there are still two other resetting champions here you have to worry about. Red gets excited, Robbie Bob gets more dashes on that ultimate if that's available, and the fights are still just so hard, even if you isolate that one guy, as Supernova now realizes the pressure, the weight that they now have to push off of them in order to win this series. And look at that, Kangas. They have already lost another Drake in this game. That win condition that they've gone towards so often in the series, it's looking further and further away.
Huge for Team Fish Taco there, despite losing the Viego resets in that fight because of the Mordekaiser ultimate. They're still able to win the fight, get an objective for themselves. It's not the Baron, but they can always reset and go for the Baron later. The big win is, look at the carries, look at the gold right now. Red is back in the lead, and there's a lot of red at the top there, as Alorm and Robbie Bob on the red side are also hovering around. It's only Azog on Supernova that is in that top echelon, as Onat actually will catch up a little bit there too. But regardless, more gold on Team Fish Taco, good for their carries.
Playboy Cardi fan, a lot of red up there in the top, as Team Fish Taco do still have that gold lead. There was Azog up there as well. As hold on, this is another engage from Robbie
right here. Has a stopwatch available. Now there are teleports coming in. Can Onat survive? Ooh, Azog actually went a very aggressive route there.
Yeah,
I think it's wise to back off and say, no, I'm not going to do the flanking Xayah play. As fun as that sounds.
Well, he kind of did it, but it just didn't quite land there. Ghost down, quickness down, importantly too. As you know, Onat's ultimate is down, but that's going to be up here pretty soon. Baron still available for Team Fish Taco to try to attack, as Olorem has that teleport, playing in the side lane as the unhit Nico. This is what we expected, but it is just still very humorous to watch happen. It's really only Olorem that can pull off something like this.
Also, Supernova have chosen 3 lane states in a row now to put Onat into Alorm rather than Dragoon. I think they're identifying, okay, Sylas should have theoretically a better time, at least trying to threaten a kill onto the Nico if she's walking up to trade a lot of damage, but with Wit's End, neither one of those are great options in that side lane. So let's see what Alorm's able to do here. These autos, whew, yeah, doing more than you'd expect for a AP champion. Reminder.
This is an AD champion right now, Kangas. It's Alorm playing it, okay?
If Reckless can play AD carry
whatsoever.
then Alorm can play AD carry Nico. Yep.
Exactly. Although Alorm is still doing it to his credit. I don't think Reckless has pulled that out in years. So
fair enough. Yeah.
Alorm is maybe stubborn, maybe just continuously innovative. You know, whichever one you want to call him, I think he'd probably take it all on the chin and probably agree with you because, I mean, his champion pool has just always been like this. We were talking about it before as well. The Wukong top lane. Again, the champion that's not super popular back in the day was where he made his namesake back then. And things like Urgot, things like Top Sejuani before it was cool. And yeah, absolutely love watching Alorm just continuously reinvent the meta for top lane for himself.
Fun to catch up on what Alorm's been doing. He's having a much better game this time around, even though he was still doing well on the side. But I want to be honest, I think it's still going to come down to the carries. Red versus Azog. Which one can step up and outperform in these team fights? The resetting hyper carry and Jinx with 3 items, or Azog, the very defensive Xayah, who he's been playing like an engage tool for the team so far. Whichever one of these can pop off in this next fight can set their team up to take the game. For Supernova, that's the series. For Taco, that is their way back into it.
Pressure still on these 80 carries, and Azog, as you said, he is a defensive champion, can only be as defensive as you position for it to be. Azog wants to deal all of that extra damage. No matter how big the range deficit may be against Red's Jinx, he's still there. He's still confident as ever. And
Azog treats Featherstorm like a Malphite ultimate, you know?
Absolutely he does, and I love that about him. Only 1 win away for Supernova to qualify for NACL. You can tell that they've slowed down a lot since they were going for these crazy turret dive attempts here from Chookies with the Rakan. He's not battle dancing in anymore. He's grand entrancing out. They know just how much pressure there is on this game, and they know that they can take that breather. There's still a lot of series left ahead of them.
They also see Alorm pushing out the bot wave. This was a short window where Supernova had a numbers advantage here in the mid lane, but they realized that, okay, they don't have it anymore. I think they're going to back up. Just hit this wave first. Dragon's up in 30 seconds. The soul is delayed. It's not going to be the 4 dragons, the dream, like it was in games 1 and 2, but still, it is Supernova currently with a better setup for it, and maybe Team Fish Taco with a Baron trade. Yeah, Alorm starting it up. On hit Nico seems like it's going to take this very fast.
Dardoch committed his control ward to that objective, and they are, yeah, it's going to be really, really fast. Yeah, half HP already. Not quite a board completed for Alorm, but this is definitely fast enough where Supernova is going to be caught off guard.
They see it. And there we go. They're going for the engage. Kisno gets in there onto Dardoch. A lot of damage to start it off. And now
my God.
No way! Back by Dardoch. Pushed out. Jump backs in. Trades his life for it. Can Robbie Bob survive now? That's big for Team Fish Taco to get the objective, but you want your laners to survive afterwards. Robbie Bob will fall, so 3 members will walk away with the buff.
Okay. That was so clutch from Dardoch. That smite 60 HP off out of Kisno. Really unfortunate timing there, but again, that pressure is huge. You're literally playing against Dardoch in this series, so you gotta imagine that pressure is getting to Kisno. It's all right for Supernova. They did get a couple of those kills. They will secure. Okay, I don't want to call it quite yet. Wait, Jinx ultimate is out.
Watch for the Jinx ult. Hold on. Make a death rocket. Red's positioning back. Throw it.
He's not throwing it. He's not throwing it. He's not doing it. It's okay. I made sure not to call it before the Drake actually happened this time, but Supernova do have 2 Drakes. They did pick up 2 kills. The team fights, if they go like that, where it's much more desynced from Team Fish Taco, you can see where Supernova will have avenues to still attack in these fights, but it's still undoubtedly Team Fish Taco favored in this game after that Baron.
I'm just looking at Team Fish Taco's AD carry with 3 items, getting close-ish to 4 items on Jinx. Still the resets available for Dardoch with a stopwatch. If they kill 1 member of Supernova, the rest are going to have a really tough time because those 2 champs get a lot better once that first kill goes down. And now with the Baron buff and power to push here, Team Fish Taco look to push in and siege onto these turrets. So far, Supernova are holding out pretty well. Robbie Bob's looking for these, cute little charm potentials, but not finding any right now. Meanwhile, bot turret does fall. Alorum gets one.
Still has that Baron on Alorum, so he's very threatening there. Once Robbie starts spirit rushing, you know it's real. So Supernova, they have to be really careful until that happens, and especially when that happens, because then you know that things are about to get crazy. It's into the death realm.
Alorum throws out the Pop Blossom, lands onto 2, but might still be in trouble here. Kisno with the Cyclone knockup. Alorum's down. Shut down credit over to Onat, as now the mid turret has fallen tier 2, but we're looking for an engage. That's another adaption. This could be huge for Supernova. They just took down 2 members of the opposing team. A 3v5 defense now from Team Fish Taco. Darduck goes in. They're trying to get the reset for Red. Oh, he's not going to get it. No excited yet. Azog flashing forward, tries to get the damage, takes it down. Will trade his life for it. And Team Fish Taco absorb another play. It's 2v2 as they continue to push into the mid lane. They'll take down the inhibitor turret. They actually haven't cleared it yet. Does get one shot out. Dragoon in trouble. Dragoon will go down. And Team Fish Taco with the resets on Darduck can take an inhibitor. Let's see what more they're able to find after.
Oh, resets on so many there. That last fight hinged entirely on whether or not Red could finish off the kill onto Kisno, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's watch the engage here from Supernova. They are able to kill Daption, but then again here, we're seeing that Red is clearly the big target for these members on Supernova, and they try desperately to jump on top of him, but look at this zap. Look at this. Nobody tanks it for Kisno, and they try to commit so desperately onto him, but getting excited again is Red, getting all these resets again. Darduck picks up the body of the Silas, and the rest of the fights are so easy. These resets are just way too powerful, and Supernova is not doing a good enough job stopping those from coming through.
And it feels good to take down the Jinx. Azog throwing his life into the enemy team to say, I will trade, I will kill that Jinx. But you gotta remember, there's a second reset champ. Even if you take down one of them, the other one will get the reset, and Darduck was able to carry there. Now has the Guardian Angel. And it's Azog versus the world yet again here, as it's Red, Alorum, and Robbie Bob right around in the gold graph. Oh, we are in a very tough position for Supernova from this position. I don't know how they're supposed to play out. I guess still focus Alorum. Sure, this worked last time. He's all alone, has Flash available, has Pop Blossom available, but I doubt he'll use the Flash. Just kind of accept that you're going down here. That's a pick for Supernova.
I think the minions are going to make those recalls a little bit difficult for Chookies. Yeah, this is probably going to be a turret here. Very outnumbered fight as Onat. Okay.
Ooh, Azog's still alive. Robbie Bob misses the charm. Is sidestepped, and Onat holds the line. Okay.
Yeah, Spirit Rush down is a big deal. Taco do not want to fight at all when that's down. It should be up by the time the Infernal Drake is a big deal, though, so that's at least good for Team Fish Taco. Supernova now need to make sure they have some lane to play through, whether it be mid or bottom, to make sure that this Drake is possible.
Oh, Darduck.
Start up and...
Uh-oh, this is a terrible time to get picked. 30 seconds till the Dragon. And yeah, it's Guardian Angel down. I don't see an avenue for him to escape either. And kill credit to Azog. Supernova just continually throughout this series find these picks before the big objectives.
A devastating error from Darduck. Now 15 seconds away from the Drake here.
Well,
some clever teleports from Team Fish Taco out of Robbie Bob and Alorum make the Drake slightly less comfortable for Supernova to take, as they will be trading these objectives. That's a hull breaker on Nico, by the way. But I think it's still going to be worth it for Supernova. I think they probably still kill Alorum here, too.
Yeah, okay, he can get away from the Pop Blossom. Actually, no, that's the real one still. Turns it back. Dragoon's there, but there's no more follow-up. So it is the Dragon secured. Alorum will take down the turret, but not the inhibitor. Robbie Bob will look for another turret. Team Fish Taco, despite losing their jungler and losing the Dragon, actually make the best out of a really awkward situation and are kind of pressuring Supernova to make a mistake now.
Now, Alorum and Robbie don't have teleports anymore. And oh my god.
The engage, Red adaption! We're all alone! Oh, the read from Chookies and Supernova to identify that and pull the trigger, punishing the bot lane from Team Fish Taco. Wait, is Robbie Bob going to end the game? No, surely you can't.
No way. Okay,
Yeah.
well, Darnok's alive now. I don't think they can actually take this. This is a burger flip.
And
Yeah,
Kisner
they gotta
doesn't
back
have
away.
Smite either, so yeah, you have
my
to
God.
back off. Alorum's still here. Maybe
Oh
they
my
can catch
God.
Alorum. Oh no, there's no way.
No
they
way.
got Alorum too. Supernova are just getting pick after pick.
4 members of Team Fish Taco have now died in that exact same spot. Look at them, all 3 corpses on the ground here. It's only Dardock, it's only the veteran left alive. Left to maybe get a smite steal, but he's on full retreat. Supernova have the entire Baron pit to themselves, and they're not even done. They're going for a
On the
skirmish.
precipice of victory right here, Smacks. If Robbie Bob or Dardock go down, that is disaster for the team. They get out. They will live to fight another day. But with Baron now for Supernova, this game might be back in their control.
Dardock was just the first bowling pin to fall on the strike from Supernova. Red, Daption, Alorum, all of them falling in the exact same spot, in the exact same way to Supernova. Yes, Team Fish Taco were able to sneak in and find an inhibitor to add on to the pressure of Supernova, but now Supernova has 3 Drakes, they've got a Baron for the next 2 minutes, and Team Fish Taco's avenue to victory here is narrowing so quickly. They need another one of these skirmishes to go their way. They need another one of these masterful picks out of Robbie Bauer, out of Daption, to keep themselves alive in this series right now. They're still on match point.
We're going for the engage. We see Daption. He has the Zonias, but he can't even use it. He's killed before he can go into stasis. So another pick for Supernova in a 5v4 situation yet again. They have no turrets on their inhibs, but there's nobody from Team Fish Taco that can punish that.
Dardock was considering a backdoor there, I think. He's maybe looking at taking an inhibitor, but if he does commit to that, then the game might just end right now. 5 members of Supernova, they want that spot in NACL right now, Kangas.
This could be the game-ending push. Baron and Powered minions are going forward. Chookies looks for the engage, doesn't find it under Robbie Bob, so it will be an inhibitor for now. Do they stick around for more? Supernova, they see it. They can feel it.
That bottom lane.
But they will be patient. Don't throw the game away if it's not guaranteed. They don't see the guaranteed play, so they back off.
This could get tricky here. No, not going to try to cancel those recalls. Supernova will be allowed to recall, get back to the base, clean up those super minions, and go back to business. They already got that mid lane inhibitor. There's still a lot of standing gold on the map, actually. That top lane turret's still fully intact. Supernova already just barely clasped their hands on that gold lead again. Maybe they can get some more off of this map. There's still some left to take. There's still some fights left to go for. And these next objectives are going to be so crucial. That Drake soul potentially for Supernova is in a minute's time.
I just can't believe we're back to this position here. Supernova, as an amateur organization, have been around longer than I've been casting, longer than most LCS organizations. Hell, they outlasted CLG. Supernova are on one fight can end this entire series and get this team a 5 in. That's Onat, potentially caught out, but the re-engage comes in. Daption blocks it, Kisno in. Daption has the stasis, teleports now coming through. Alorum has not used it yet. Might just look for the game end, but they're losing the fight right here. There's the resets. Dardock hits 1, Red flashes the wall, Red's out, Dardock's back in. Dardock can do this. Alorum never left. Alorum's gonna push for the game end, the back door. And Supernova need to channel these recalls. They need to get back and stop it. Dragoon is alive, 1v1ing Dardock in the Death Realm.
Look at Alorum in the base.
Fully. Alorum's there in the base, but we did have the backs completed. Kisno and Chookies made it back. Kisno, you can't die. That's a lot of damage. Those autos are doing it. Chookies with the knock-up might have just saved the game right there. Oh, this is so close.
Okay, the Baron's in 10 seconds. Daption's going to be able to spawn there, but Onat's not. Onat has teleport, but he's going to be late to this. I think Team Fish Taco have this one for sure. Kisno's really far away. He doesn't even have smite. This is going to be 3-3 Drakes here. Team Fish Taco secure that one. Baron's up in 2 minutes, but the devastation that's possible in this base for Team Fish Taco is so deadly here. Alorum and Robbie Bob didn't even use their teleports there. They still have those available. There are still avenues for Team Fish Taco to just waltz right in and take the game from under Supernova's nose.
The confidence of Alorum right there. That is a decision made from years of playing this game. to say, no, I will not teleport in to join the team fight. I got Hullbreaker on hit Nico, baby. I'm going to make them come to me. Supernova, even though they were winning the fight, it felt like they had to get back and save the base. Now we're back onto the Rift here. We have Baron in a minute and a half. There's really nothing to fight over until then. I want to see clean play from both these teams. I know pressure's high. Nerves got to be running wild. But you have to deliver in these moments if you want to make it to the Challengers League.
Red doesn't have his Flash or his Ghost here. Did pick up a Guardian Angel, so he's a little bit safer because of that. But this Jinx is really vulnerable. Supernova can secure some sort of play there. It might be lights out for Team Fish Taco. No QSS either, so a Death Realm would lock Red in for the entire 7 seconds long, or until somebody dies.
Lorm's targeted.
Lorm may be picked off.
Yeah, yet again, has to flash very early.
Oh, look at Robbie. Look at Robbie.
Robbie might have just caught it. Azog teleports are coming in. That's only one. It's just Onat immediately into the stasis. Now Dardoch trying to get away. Do not give them the resets. It's a massive engage from Daption, knocking up everybody, and the resets are here! Shut down for Red! Jinx unleashed with a quadra kill! Giving the Penta! Azog in full retreat, and Taco say, no, we want the game! Don't chase something that doesn't matter! We got this in the bag! It is not a sweep for Supernova! One team fight is all they needed! And Team Fish Taco are bringing us to Game 4!
Not quite yet, says Team Fish Taco. We're not done yet. Game 4 is upon us. The most tense game that we've had yet. But the members of Team Fish Taco that have been around for a decade are finally making sure that the pressure's not getting to them. They're making sure that this series is not quite over. They've got some fight left in them, and Supernova's gonna have to try just a little bit harder to lock themselves in that spot for NACL today.
It's a bold move, walking up to the reset composition in that kind of scenario. Supernova get a little punished for it, and Team Fish Taco get their first win in the series. We're going to send it to a short break while the players rest and recuperate and get ready for game number 4. After the break, we'll bring back Magical for the Rally Cry halftime show. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back.